First, I want to tell you a little bit about the function of the emotion anxiety. A lot of you have probably heard about the fight or flight system, and that's exactly what our anxiety is. It's our internal alarm system. It's the thing that tells us that something may or may not be wrong, and you want to remember that part. I think a lot of times when our alarm goes off, we think, oh, there's a reason to be worried, and sometimes there's actually not. So and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute. So it's actually just a signal that something may be wrong so that we can pay attention and decide if there is an actual threat and how to move forward. The symptoms that you feel when you're feeling anxious, so the physiological changes that happen in your body, are actually designed to help prepare you for fight or flight. So to help prepare you to fight for your life or to run away. There's a third one that you'll hear, the third F is freeze, and that also serves an evolutionary function there as well. Let me tell you a little bit about a couple of the symptoms that will come up so that this makes sense. So if you think about how you feel when you're anxious, your heartbeat might go up, you'll start breathing faster, you might start sweating, your muscles might get tense, you find your shoulders are like up in your ears. These symptoms, while really, really unpleasant, are actually there to help you. So think about the increased heart rate. That's actually pumping more blood into your system so that your system can work more efficiently for running away or fighting. Same thing with increased breathing. It's bringing more oxygen into your system. With muscle tension. So muscle tension is actually strengthening your muscles so that you can fight harder or run faster. And then things like sweating. Sweating is actually your body's cooling system. So as you sweat when you're feeling anxious, it's helping your body to stay cool enough so that it can run or fight for as long as it needs to until you're safe again. So all of those things in a real threat situation are going to help you to survive. So mountain lion walks in the room right now, my body goes into fight or flight, and I'm going to be able to protect myself or get out of here, ideally, because those physiological changes are going to be working in my favor. Now, as you probably know, a lot of times when we feel anxious, it's not because there's a real threat. There's no mountain lion. There's no masked figure coming at us in a dark alley. A lot of times when we're getting anxious, there's no life-threatening situation happening. We call these hypothetical threats or false alarms, and I'll explain a little bit about that. So think about a time that you might get anxious. You're worried about a test that's coming up. Your body has identified, or your brain rather, I should say, has identified a threat, a reason to be worried, because you're thinking, oh my gosh, what if I fail that test? So your brain is thinking this is going to happen, and your body reacts as if it's happening in the moment. And because it's something that you're worried about, your brain says, oops, alarm, there's something to be anxious about, and fight or flight goes off. The same exact physiological changes kick in because our body can't tell the difference between a real threat or a false alarm. It responds in the same way. It's a lot like a car alarm in that way. So if you think about the last time you heard a car alarm go off, what might have set it off? Things like a shopping cart running into it, a loud motorcycle, backfiring, someone bumped into it. Very, very rarely when I ask people this question, do they say, well, the last time I heard a car alarm go off, it was because someone was breaking into it. Sure, that can happen, but most of the time it's a false alarm. Now, the car alarm sounds the same either way. It detects a potential threat and it turns the alarm on so that you are aware something might be going on with my car and you can go and check it out. It sounds exactly the same. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not broken. It's trying to protect your car, and a lot of times it gets it wrong. This is true for our internal system too, right? So just the thought of what if I fail a test is enough to make us scared that could actually happen, and your body responds as if it's actually happening. So your body goes into fight or flight, and all those symptoms kick in. They just aren't necessary because you don't need to run away from the hypothetical thought of failing the test. So the symptoms just sit there and feel really, really uncomfortable, and then we start worrying about why we're feeling this way, and that makes us more anxious, and we get stuck in this cycle. So think about, with the car alarm, how you respond when you hear a car alarm. We don't right away go and call the police and say, someone's breaking into my car. What do? We usually go and check out what's happening. Let me see what happened. Oh, there's a shopping cart sitting next to my car. That must have been it. Let me turn it off and move on with my day. With our internal alarm system, we tend to do the opposite and proverbially call the cops right away. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling anxious. There must be a reason that, like, something must be wrong. What this workshop is going to teach you is how to approach your internal alarm system a lot like you approach your car alarm system. So we're going to teach you to slow down for a second before you respond, check out the situation, decide if there's a real threat going on, in which case you're going to be glad you have the fight or flight system, or to decide, is this something that I'm just hypothetically worried about, or is it a false alarm, in which case then you can decide how you want to respond. So again, those are the skills you're going to learn in the workshop.